The first thing you want to do is save your file. So be sure to go to File, Save, and give it a descriptive name. I named mine my last name and then Evil1. Okie doke. So the first thing we're going to do is create a new sprite resource for the game. So from the Resources menu, you're going to click Create Sprite, or as we know it, we can click on our Create Sprite icon on the toolbar. The Sprite Properties form appears like you see here, and you're going to click the name field where it currently says Sprite 0. And you're going to call it Sprite or SPR underscore dragon. And then what we need to do is click Load Sprite. So in this tutorial, we're now going to be accessing our library of resources that you had to download at the beginning. So what we need to do is navigate to our GameMaker library of files. So this is located in GameMaker. You're going to have to do a little searching on your computer. Mine says GameMaker CD, and we want to go into the resources file. And we want to go to Chapter 2. All right. And then we're going to choose the Dragon file, the one that says Dragon underscore strip 6. This one right here. Click Open, click OK, and you've made your first sprite, and it appears in the Sprites folder. Okay, let's pull in the other sprites to create the rest of the sprites that we need for the Evil Clutches game. We're going to go again to Create Sprite. And we're going to call this next one SPR underscore boss. We're going to click Load Sprite. And we want to find boss strip 4. That's pretty ugly. And then we're going to click OK. And now we're going to create a demon baby sprite. Our demon sprite, a baby sprite, and a fireball sprite. Okay, so we're going to click that. We're going to type SPR underscore demon. And then we're going to click Load Sprite. And we want demon strip 4. Click Open. Click OK. Add another one. SPR underscore baby, load sprite. We want baby strip 2. Click OK. And finally, we want the fireball. So we're going to add new sprite, type SPR underscore fireball. And we're looking for the fireball image. So load sprite. And there's the fireball. Click Open and click OK. This completes all the sprites needed to create the Evil Clutches game. Sprite Dragon, Sprite Boss, Sprite Demon, Sprite Baby, Sprite Fireball. So now that we have our sprites, and remember, sprites don't do anything on their own. They just store pictures of the different elements in the game. We need to create objects, because objects are the part of the game that control how these elements, these sprites, move around and react to each other. We'll begin by creating our first object to tell GameMaker how we want the demon boss to behave. Okay, so as you know, you go up to the blue ball to add an object. And then we're going to call this one obj underscore boss. We're going to start with the boss. All right. And then we want to click in the name field, object boss, which we did. click the icon at the end of the sprite field and list all of these, and a list of all the available sprites will appear. So you're going to click right here and you're going to choose the sprite boss. So as you know, the object isn't going to do anything without an event and then an action that is attached to the event. So we're dealing with the boss here, and the right now there's nothing in the events or actions areas. So what we're going to start doing is we're going to begin by adding an event and an action that'll start the boss moving up the screen at the beginning of the game. This is going to be complemented by an action that reverses the vertical direction of the boss in the event that it collides with the edge of when it collides with the edge of the screen. So as a result, the boss is going to continually move up and down between the top and bottom of the screen. So we're going to click Add Event, and we need to click the Create Event to add it to the list of events. So we click Create. A new event is automatically selected, so that's selected in the event list, and this means we're already looking at the event's actions list alongside it. So right here, we're going to be adding the actions. Okay. Next, what we need to do is move the Move Fixed action. You're going to click and hold the left mouse button, and you're going to drag it into the actions list box and release the mouse. And then you know this form well, it pops up, and we're going to select the up arrow. We're going to keep this selected as self, and we're going to set the speed to 8. This is going to make the object move vertically 8 pixels for every step it takes. And then click OK. The next event we're going to add, remember the boss needs to go up and down continually. So the next thing we're going to add is something new for you all. We're going to add an event to reverse an object's vertical direction when it collides with the edge of the screen. And this is called an intersect boundary event because it gets called when the sprite intersects with the screen's boundary by being partly in and partly out of the screen. So let's go ahead and click Add Event. And then we're going to choose Other. We're going to choose Intersect Boundary from the drop-down menu that appears. And we've got our event added. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to, so we've got the intersect boundary. We need to include the reverse vertical action. So we need to click on this arrow right here, the reverse vertical, drag it over to Actions. And then all we have to do, nothing needs to be changed here. We just click OK. So we're done with the boss for now. We don't need to add anything more. We're going to click OK. And we're ready to move on to the dragon object. We'll begin by creating the object for the dragon. So we're going to click on the blue ball. We're going to type obj dragon. Oops. obj underscore dragon. And we're going to choose the sprite dragon. So we need to click on the drop down menu here, SPR dragon. And the dragon also needs actions to make it move up and down the screen, but this time only when the appropriate keys are pressed on the keyboard. So we're going to use some keyboard events. So we're going to click Add Event, and then we're going to click Keyboard, and we're going to choose Up. And then we need to include the Move Fixed. So we're going to come over here and drag the Move Fixed icon over. And in the actions form, you're going to select an upward direction, and we're going to set the speed to 16. And we're going to click OK. And then we need to do the same thing. We need to click Add Event, Keyboard, and we need a down event. We need to drag the Move Fixed over, select the down arrow, and have it at a speed of 16. And then click OK. We just need one more event and action to make the dragon's movement work correctly. Our keyboard events are going to start the dragon moving when the player presses the arrow keys, but there are currently no events to stop it from keeping on moving. So we use the keyboard no key event to test for when the player is no longer pressing any keys. So to do this, we need to click an Add Event button. Choose the keyboard event and choose no key down here. Include the Move Fixed over, so from the Actions menu, drag the Move Fixed over and select the center square for the stop to indicate no movement and a speed to 0. And then click OK, and click OK again, and that's all the actions we need to make our dragon move up and down. So we're good to go for the dragon now. Alrighty, so as you know, nothing can happen unless we have a room for it to happen in. So we need to create our room. We'll go ahead and do that. We're going to click the Create Room icon. And we're going to click the Settings tab in the top left of the form. So this is something else we haven't done before. We're going to click the Settings, and we're going to enter a name for the room in the name field. We're going to type room underscore first. Enter a caption for the title bar of the window when the game is running. So you can actually do this and it'll say Evil Clutches. So just type Evil Clutches for the caption. And then leave the room settings the way they are. They're perfectly fine. And now we can place our objects in the new room. So we need to add the dragon and the boss to the room. We're going to click Objects right there. And you should see the dragon object is already selected. And you're going to click the room grid with the left mouse button. And an instance of the dragon object will be placed in the top left corner at the point at which you click. So click right there. That's good. The position you place the dragon becomes its starting position in the game. So put just one dragon close to the left boundary of the room area. If you add it in the wrong area, you can just use the right mouse button to remove it again. So I'm going to add it. I'm going to try again. There we go. That's the best. All right. Click the dragon's image on the Objects tab or on the image pop-up menu next to where it says Object Dragon. And we're going to choose Boss. So we're going to choose the object Boss from the menu. And we're going to place an instance of the boss close to the right edge of the room. But make sure that the whole of his sprite is completely inside the room. Otherwise, his events will not work correctly. So it should look something like, we'll do this. Nope, I need to redo that. That's a little better. There we go. That looks good. Our very first version of the game is now ready. Click the green check mark in the top left corner of the form to close it. And you can see the results of your labor when we run it. One more thing, just to test it, we want to make sure we save it. I like to, once I initially save the game, I like to click the disk to save the updated version. And then we can click the green arrow to run it. And what should happen is the dragon will be able to move up and down using the arrow keys, and the boss should float up and down by itself. So let's see if this works. I have to drag this over. Yep, here we go. And I'm moving the dragon up and down with the arrow keys. And it works really well. Awesome.